adding a master's qualification is just going to add value and credibility to your portfolio that is just the market practice, right? So I think it provides you the opportunity to present yourself more effectively as an associate if you're thinking of working in a law firm.
Hello everyone, my name is Janet Wakar, and by way of background, I'm coordinator for LLM program at Denning Law School. The purpose behind this session is to talk about the LLM program that will be affiliated from University of Law, which will be an online program. We will be talking about how this module or program will be conducted, what will be the cost, how Denning will be affiliated with it, and how this whole online program will be held. Today, for that purpose, we have Sir Mustafa Mogri, who has been in this field of career and academic counseling since a decade. Sir, today I have a lot of different questions coming from recent alumni and students that have opted for this online program. So could you just elaborate what is University of Law and how it operates?
So if you look at the University of Law and if you look at their history, you will find that they're one of the oldest legal institutions in the UK, and they've been around for the last 150 years. One of the notable features with the University of Law is that it has focused its attention to legal education and has sort of focused on that entirely and has therefore become a specialist, especially when it comes to professional courses like the bar course and the solicitor course, and has become a mainstay in the UK. And over the last decade or so, it has expanded its outreach within the UK by establishing over 20 to 21 study centers, some of which are located within leading institutions in the UK. And therefore, the University of Law has become a very visible name if you ask any student or any law firm in the UK. And what the University of Law has further done is to expand its outreach by creating online programs. And it has a variety of online programs in law and business, which it has recently started, but more in law. And these are now available internationally, globally, to students who would like to study online. One of the interesting aspects of the online program is that these have been developed way before COVID happened. So it is not a reactive online system that has been created. It has been carefully thought out as to how a student, let's say sitting in Pakistan, will be able to learn effectively, not having the opportunity to study with faculty in the room. So they've designed it in a manner that a student can get a holistic education in the comfort of their home. And the online LLM that is now available in Pakistan, courtesy of the partnership with Denning Law School, is an opportunity for students to complete a master's level degree, something very similar to what is available in the UK. And students can then add that to their portfolio and move forward with their careers. So yes, the University of Law is really expanding its ability to provide legal education across the world.
Okay, sir, so linking back to the question, can you more elaborate how these online programs are being delivered?
So these online programs are managed through their online portal, and perhaps you can also add more detail in terms of the innovative practices. Generally speaking, I think the concept of online education is a Zoom classroom where a faculty member is going to sit on the other end and is just going to record a session over Zoom, and it's going to be very monotonic. And I believe that's not the case, because the program is structured in a way that it can add more value to the learning process for the student. Another thing that the online program in the University of Law tries to achieve is it tries to have a more proactive role in the teaching and learning of the student rather than having a passive attitude, which is true for many online programs where they will provide the student with all the learning resource and expect the student to independently study for the most part and not have the support available. So I'm sure you have also found the program to be effective in terms of learning.
Yes, it was very effective in way that if I wasn't able to attend the live sessions, then the recorded lectures were available on the Blackboard Elite, which was an app provided by the University of Law, which was a very easy thing for a student like me to manage both my professional and my studies. So I guess this is a good initiative that has been created by University of Law. Coming back to the questions. So the students can offer part-time and full-time. Is that option available?
So one of the reasons why online programs have become popular, especially with the University of Law, is the flexibility that it offers in terms of how it can be studied. And the University of Law is no exception. It provides the student the ability to study at their own pace. Now, if that means studying full-time, which would take them a year to complete, versus completing it part-time, where they can choose to study a module a semester and do it over the course of 2 years. Generally speaking, this flexibility is very valuable to those students who are working full-time and are hoping to add a qualification to their portfolio and would like to obviously have the ability to do so amidst the other responsibilities that they have. So yes, the University of Law will allow you to complete your degree at your own pace, be it full-time or part-time.
Sir, whenever we talk about online, there's a thinking comes in my mind or any other student that will that online degree be equivalent to the on-campus degree?
And that is a good question. So there is always this worry that the experience and the education, if you will be compromised due to the nature of the degree. And the way the University of Law, as we discussed previously, has designed this program, it is designed to be holistic in terms of the learning of the student, and therefore it is able to reflect this confidently by issuing an award, a degree to the student, which does not reflect the nature of how this degree was studied. So students such as yourself will hold an LLM degree indicating that you studied at the University of Law. A student who has studied in the UK will hold an identical degree indicating that they've done their LLM from the University of Law. So that is, I think, something that is attributed to how well they've been able to develop the program to have that provision that they can confidently state that if your experience has been as holistic as someone on campus.
So that's a great opportunity, and maybe we can take advantage of it.
Certainly, yes.
So, sir, if somebody wants to get enrolled in this program, what are the specific requirements a student needs to provide you with?
Okay, so in terms of the academic requirements for this program, they are quite flexible. So, generally speaking, any student who would like to do the LLM program, the online program, would need to have a law degree. That's the obvious understanding, if you will. However, if there is a student who has a non-law background and has done some work or plans to do some work in the legal world, then they can, with due justification, also study this program, as long as they are able to establish to the university that they have some basis for studying the program. So a student, let's say, who's completed a BBA can complete the LLM as well. The general requirements, I think, in terms of being very technical, is going to be a merit degree, if you look at it from a UK perspective. And I think 60 to 70% in terms of the local Pakistani degrees that you need to have achieved in order to qualify for admission to this degree. The other requirement, which is standard with any foreign qualification, is the English language requirement. The online LLM program affords students the flexibility to meet this in a variety of ways. But simply put, the university itself has the provision to offer the students an opportunity to complete their own English assessment, which is free of cost. And by doing so, they can meet the language requirement and be enrolled into the program.
Okay, so when we talk about online and being a student as an alumni also, I had a lot of questions. So when I had to reach out to someone, I always, reached out through emails and phone calls. So when I will suggest somebody else, they always tell me that how would you, communicate with other people or your tutors or your, student affairs officers, administrations. So can you just elaborate that how the student support is provided for the online program?
So for the online program, the university itself affords students a platform, the learning platform, digital platform where students can interact. Generally speaking, I think, and this is true for most UK degrees, even those that are studied on campus, the mode of interaction is generally through either an app or a portal or through simple email. So students who are even on campus will have to generate a request accordingly. One of the key advantages, I think, that students will have if they study this through Denning Law School is the facilitation that Denning Law School is also able to provide, because they will be able to provide students with I think answers to most of their queries, because they've seen students graduate one after the other, intake after intake.
Yes.
So that support is also provided, and I think someone like you is also able to provide that effectively, because you've sort of gone through that process. And generally questions are related to deadlines, to how to enroll, how the assessments will be, and those questions can be easily answered by someone in your position, because you're coordinating the program, you're an alumni, and you have the answers already. So I think the support is well placed and it's available to students in terms of facilitating their journey through the year.
Leading back from the answer that you has already given, that how do assessments take place?
So assessments are all online, and so it can be a variety of submissions, assignment submissions, and actual exams, which are timed. So students get a window of, let's say, 4 hours, 5 hours, or 24 hours, depending on the module. So it entirely depends on the nature of the module that you're studying, and the assessment will be designed according to the nature of the law that you're studying. So it's a variety, but I think for popular courses is generally assignment based and coursework based. Perhaps you can also talk about one of the modules that you studied.
So for example, if I talk about arbitration, I had a time-based exam, which was 3.45 minutes. And it was like 3 hours 45 minutes. So it was like I had to attempt certain questions in that time span. For example, if I talk about corporate governance, then I had like 3 weeks of spam time where I had to complete the coursework and submit accordingly. So I think there was a lot of flexibility provided in that thing. There was a list of modules available, and each module had a description provided that if this exam will be time-based or course-based. So the person can, take it according to their ease. So that was like something I was looking forward to.
And I quite agree, and one of the key questions that I get in regards to the online program and the viability of studying it, because a lot of students feel that why should we take this up, and I think one of the defining reasons that I feel it's valuable is because of the variety of flexibility that it offers.
That is provided.
And generally speaking, I think it appeals to the demographic that is ingrained in terms of their careers. So a lot of people who have, let's say, already worked in the industry for 7 years, 10 years, maybe even 3 years, they are so highly invested in their careers that they have no ability to drop all of that and go study abroad for a year, because they
take a career gap.
Exactly. They do not want to sort of pause their success roadmap and go for a degree just doesn't seem justifiable. And I think for those people who have uh, who are committed to their careers, they can really take value from this program and start studying it here at their pace and add that knowledge, that depth, and that expertise, if you will. Um, because I think the University of Law has almost 17 to 20 specializations that it offers, a huge variety of modules that you can choose from. And so, just in the comfort of your ongoing career trajectory, you can just add this LLM program and add value to your portfolio.
So again, talking about students having the opportunity to interact with other students and faculty members of University of Law. So can you elaborate that how will that be possible for the students who are doing it online?
So student interaction is, I think, possible through discussion boards which are available with the university, and I think in my mind, and this is true for any student that is studying in any capacity, I think it is very subjective.
Yeah.
If you would like to interact, if you would like to be part of a cohort of students and study this as a batch versus as an individual, I think you have to take that leap of creating those relationships. The university does provide access to your fellow students who are studying the same course, and there is a provision to reach out to them. Again, the University of Law's online LLM program, studied at Denning Law School, will have its own cohort of physical students.
Yeah.
So you have the advantage of interacting with those students in person as well. So there will be multiple opportunities to do so, but I think the onus is on the student to really take value from that.
Values, yeah. So what technologies do you think a student is required to have if they opt for the online program?
So in a nutshell, a laptop and an internet connection
Yeah.
pretty much does it.
But I would add
Yes.
here that University of Law has provided us with a unique app which can be accessed from our phones, and it's very easier for a person like me who is doing a full-time job to access my modules anywhere, anytime, check my emails because it was connected with my Outlook. So yeah, the app really worked well.
So that's good to know, and I think technology is something that is now become so embedded. And you're
Yeah.
right. If you have access on your mobile phone, you're pretty much accessing your studies
Anywhere.
24/7, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is definitely a good feature to have.
So if any student wants to apply for this program, how do they reach out?
So the University of Law is publicly available to students to apply. The process is very simple. You can just visit their website and apply for their online cohort of courses, including the LLM program. But in terms of students of Pakistan, there is this huge advantage that is possible for students to avail. So if you look at the online LLM program, it is, I believe, priced at around 10 to 11,000, 12,400 pounds. And if you were to apply independently, directly on their website, that is the price you would have to pay for the online LLM. However, if you take advantage of the Denning Law School partnership that is available to students in Pakistan or anywhere else, to be honest, then that price is slashed down to, I believe,
7,400.
7,400
Yeah,
pounds,
it's a,
right?
huge
So
discount.
it's a steal,
Yeah.
right? And you're studying the same program, and everything is pretty much the same. It's a huge discount, just to be honest. And you have again the advantage of Denning Law School providing that basic facilitation in terms of application, registration, enrollment. And while the program will be studied primarily independently of Denning Law School, you still have someone to reach out to in Pakistan.
So, are any faculty member that is available on campus?
So the school, the Denning Law School, obviously has faculty who have done LLM previously. You're one example. There are a variety of other faculty members
Yes.
who have done LLM previously as well. And in previous cohorts, in previous intakes, what has happened is that as the courses have progressed, and if there has been any particular course which has been subscribed by multiple students at Denning Law School, for example, corporate governance,
Yeah.
there have been instances where the faculty, while not actively teaching the students, have provided support in terms of study sessions. So
Exactly.
they've just conducted these group sessions, brought everybody along, asked them if everything's going fairly forward, and then provided support in terms of understanding and if there are any gaps. And generally speaking, I think the program is well designed for you
Yeah.
to study independently. But if there has been any kind of confusion or any kind of uncertainty, then there have been people that are
Yeah.
available to provide support.
Exactly. So my last question would be, if a person is doing this LLM program, what career opportunities will be available?
So you're adding a master's qualification, to be honest, and in certain industries and in certain job prospects, adding a master's qualification is just going to add value and credibility to your portfolio. That is just the market practice, right? So I think it provides you the opportunity to present yourself more effectively as an associate if you're thinking of working in a law firm. It can help with promotions. But I would like to definitely say that it is all possible depending on how effectively you utilize your studies. So just by virtue of completion of this degree, it may not be as effective as actually taking full value of the degree and gaining the skills that this program is able to afford to you. And if you're able to project those, that knowledge, that skill to a prospective employer, you can definitely add value to even your to your compensation package.
Exactly.
Another thing that is also possible by studying these programs is that the world is changing and it is moving towards certain industry trends. AI law was something that was never being taught,
introduced.
never being thought about, but it is now being taught, it is being explored. And if you are looking to independently set up your own practice or looking to develop an expertise in a particular area of law, then you can utilize these online LLM programs to develop that expertise to perhaps navigate your own journey towards an independent practice. So I think that's the value that is available, but it's very subjective. You have to be able to pull that value.
I would also add here that University of Law itself provides a lot of plethora of different employment opportunities on their portal. I myself, offer for many like
Mhm.
virtual internships. So yeah, they added a lot of value in my CV, which is again depending on the person how they take advantage of that specific thing.
Yes, it's good to know. So I think yes, it's worth exploring.
Yeah.
And my general advice to any prospective student is to explore an opportunity with an advisor.
Yeah.
And I think Denning Law School has that opportunity, courtesy of you, Janet, being available to have a conversation, Mr. Josefa being another. And I think it's important to have a discussion about your own specific needs
Yeah.
and see if this program aligns with your career interest and if it is the right choice for you. It is not possible that one solution fits all. So you need to be able to curate a solution for yourself, and especially with the variety of LLM specializations that are available, it can get quite confusing as to what should be
What
studied,
should- Yeah.
right? And having a conversation with a law school, Denning Law School, will enable students to identify if it is adding value and how it intends to add value, and then go from there.
I guess that's all for today.
Okay, good to know. Thank you, Janet,
Thank
for having
you.
me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.